All right, so 2012. the big fucking uh, disaster movie, 2012. In its defense, I think it was purposely made really fucking terrible. Like, and just to be, you know, devil's advocate for a second, because I do really think it's terrible, but I think it was purposely made bad. Like, I don't honestly think that any director would have picked any of the shit that they picked. On purpose to make it like a decent movie. And yes, I am driving, so fuck off. But yeah, like it worked on a couple of levels. Like it did work. It did follow, the same generic like disaster movie formula, like but most disaster movies follow, and right down to the fucking love interest, which was cliche in every goddamn way. Divorced guy and his wife or his ex-wife reconcile at the end of the world because real love. And it also rips off pretty much every end of the world situation story where they talk about fucking arcs or whatever, like K.A. Applegate's Remnant series, or the Mayflower Project, or whatever the flying fuck that shit was actually called. You remember that bitch? The person that wrote most of the Animorphs books. Like, apparently she didn't write all of them, but then again, what author honestly at this point has written that goddamn many books for any given series? Like, as much as it sucks that people do that, it's understandable. Yeah, but anyway, it rips off that shit, and it rips off pretty much every more modern disaster flick where, San Andreas Fault does the thing and suddenly California's underwater. I'm fairly certain there's another movie coming out soon like that, and if my mom were still alive, we'd probably be going to go see that in theaters. Even though it's got The Rock in it, and I don't think she was really that big of a fan of The Rock as an actor. Like, yeah, he's a pretty good actor, but I don't think my mom was really a fan of his acting. And again, I only think she ever saw him in The Scorpion King, so I mean, that's not a good judgment of anybody's acting abilities, really. But yeah, 2012. I liked the casting of John Cusack. The book that his dumbass, lame-ass writer self supposedly wrote in that damn movie sounded boring as fuck. And it sounded like it's one of those things that gives me hope that eventually one day I might actually be published, because Jesus Christ, if that's what the movie industry thinks that publishers are putting out, then maybe publishers will kind of move that way, except for no, because that was utter schlock. And I mean, they tell you the last couple of lines towards the end of the movie, right before, they waste the last lines of the movie, talking about fucking pull-ups. Yeah, fucking, toddler pull-ups. Those fucking diaper-like underwear that you give to your small children that wet the bed. That is what the last lines of this movie are about. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I guess I would rank it as an okay movie if you're really, really hurting for something to watch and, you don't mind mind-numbingly bad stuff. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it is pretty fucking terrible. It's got its good points, but it's pretty fucking terrible. Like, at least the family dynamic is kind of believable. And the government bullshit is pretty fucking believable. But you have to have a really good suspension of disbelief for a good amount of this movie. I mean, not just because, we're in 2015 and nothing fucking happened in 2012. And I do really fucking mean, like, nothing fucking happened in 2012. Nothing to the proportions that this movie was thinking, and definitely nothing to the proportions of anybody else. Even though there were a couple of, like, random natural disasters or whatever around the world that, of course, shook everybody up. Because, oh no! It's the prophecy, it's coming through! But, seriously, yeah. I'd say watch it if you have the chance. Don't go out of your way to watch it, but definitely watch it if you have your chance.